Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Keener. First of all, this is not a weekend video. Made a mistake there. But we're on Lesson 5, Unit 0, Lesson 5, and this is the second part of our notes. So we just split this into two parts to make it a little bit easier. You ready? Here we go. To begin this lesson, we're going to graph this function, then identify the values of x that make the inequalities below true. Okay, so from the previous activity, the Desmos activity, we should be able to identify what the vertex of this absolute function is. So to find the vertex, we solve x plus 2 equals 0, and then x equals negative 2, and the y value of the vertex will be this number on the end here, negative 3. So that's how you find the vertex of any absolute value. Also the parabolas, the quadratics, if they're in that certain form. It's actually called vertex form. Isn't that neat? Because don't you agree you can kind of just see the vertex? You switch the sign and you keep that sign. So negative 2, negative 3 is the vertex. Am I good here? Okay. Now the number in front we determined is the slope, and since this is a positive 1 in front, then it's positive. That means it's going to open up, and the slope going on both sides will be going up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, like that. Remember in middle school when you climbed the stairs? Okay, now if this were a line, it would go down, but it's not a linear equation, it's absolute value. So actually at the vertex, we're going to turn and go this way. So this is actually a negative slope, even though it's going up, right? Isn't that funny? Do you remember that? So it looks like it's pointing up, but it's actually a negative slope. Okay, now that we have that graphed, let's answer these questions. What values of x make this function? Okay, the blue lines is the function f of x. Anywhere you see the blue lines. So what x value makes this equal to 0? Now remember, f of x is y. So where is y? Where means x. Where is y? This is a y. Equal to the number 0. So here is y equals 6, y equals 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right there. This is y equals 0. Yes? This whole line, all of this is y equals 0. Because once you go down, it's negative 1. So on the x-axis, is that right? Yeah, x-axis, y is 0. Now, what values of x does the blue function cross the x-axis? Do you see the points where it's crossing? Do you see there negative 5? And here at 1. So we just answered that question. What values of x make the function equal to 0? At x equals 1, f of x is 0, and at x equals negative 5, f of x is 0. Okay, this is fun. What values of x make the function less than 0? Well, what does less than mean? Less than 0. If here's our 0 line, where would less than 0 be? Would it be up here, or would it be down there? It'd be down here, right? What is f of x again? F of x is y. So where is y less than 0? I'm going to use some colors here. Is y less than 0 over here? No. Are the y values below 0 over here? No. Where are they below 0? They're below 0 from negative 5 to 1. Do you agree? All those y values are less than 0. So how do we describe a bunch of y values or x values? So up here we had 2 x values, but here there's a bunch of x values, all of these x values. So we're going to say all the x values between negative 5 and 1. Do you know how to write between in math? You go like this, between. That's how you write between. All the x's between negative 5 and 1. But we're not going to include those because it's equal to 0 at those 2 values. And this is just asking where is it below 0. We're going to spend like 2 months working on this, okay? So this is just an introduction. Let's go to the next one. what values of x make y greater than 0? So do you agree these points are above 0 and these points over here are above 0? So we're looking at y values. So the green highlighted are above 0. How do we describe all of these numbers? You see how that arrow is going to the left? What are all the numbers to the left of -5? All the numbers to the left, we would say x is less than -5. And what about all the numbers to the right of 1? All the numbers to the right would be all the x's greater than 1. This is why in 8th grade, 9th grade, or 6th and 7th grade, you did those number line charts. 1, 2, if you had like 2 here and you had it open and you're going like this, and you would write x is greater than 2, like that. That's exactly what we're doing. Why did you learn that? So that you can talk about graphs like this. Isn't that neat? Now, why are you learning this? Ooh, that's a good question. You will see in your future. But what you did here is exactly what we're doing here. Okay, how are these two different? This says less than or equal to 0. So all that means is that we're going to include these two endpoints. So do you see how they put the line underneath here? So I put the line underneath. And then where are the y values greater than or equal to 0? What did we say? When x is less than 5, so we're going to say less than or equal to -5. And when x is less than or equal to 1. So that's called analyzing a graph, and we're going to be doing that all year, and this is just an introduction, okay? Let's talk about absolute value. So what is the definition of absolute value? Do you remember that definition? So we would say positive distance from 0. And the way we write it like this, if we have the absolute value of x equals a number c, then x equals c, or negative x equals c. To solve an absolute value equation, you must first, can I fit first? You must first isolate. What does that word isolate mean? Isolate the absolute value. Absolute value. Then we must rewrite two equations. Okay. So what does the word isolate mean? That means get by itself, right? So here's an example. Do you see how this says solve and then this says graph? Fun. Same expression. We're going to solve it and then graph it. So to solve, we must first isolate the absolute value. So isolate means we need to get the absolute value by itself. Now what's bothering the absolute value? We have this -2 in front and we have this +4. So we need to get those on the other side of the equal sign so that the absolute value is all by itself. Just the absolute value equals a number like here. Okay? So how do I move the +4 to the other side of the 0? We're going to do the inverse. So what's the inverse of add 4? The inverse of add 4 is -4. And we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. And what is +4 minus 4? +4 minus 4 is 0. So we have 0 here equals 0 minus 4 is -4, like that. Okay, what did I say? We have to isolate the absolute value, so we move the 4 over. What about the -2? How do we move that? Do I add 2? A lot of students want to add 2 right here because it's the opposite of -2. But that's not how we're supposed to do it. Do you see how it's 2 times the absolute value? So what is the inverse? What is the inverse of multiplication? So the inverse of multiplication is going to be division. So we're going to divide both sides by -2. And watch what happens. Whoops. -2 divided by -2 is the number 1. Okay, so when you cross it off, you think of that as a 1. So we have 1 absolute value of x minus 1 equals, oh, what's -4 divided by -2? A negative divided by a negative is a positive. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. That's from a movie. Okay, are we ready? Is the absolute value all by itself? Is it isolated? There it is. Do you see how the absolute value is all by itself? Yeah, it has stuff on the inside. That's okay. I just meant the absolute value on the outside. It's all by itself, right? Now that the absolute value is isolated, we're going to follow this rule right here. The absolute value of x equals c, then x equals c, or negative x equals c. You ready? Two equations. Do you know what I think about? Two lines, two equations. Two lines, two equations. Got it? What do you say? Two lines? I'm going to have you repeat this in class. So two lines means two equations, and I draw little arrows. So the first equation is going to look like this. X minus 1 equals 2. No more absolute value. By writing the two equations, you're getting rid of the absolute value. The second equation looks like this. Where did that come from? Up here. Negative x equals c. So x equals c or negative x equals c. So you have to put a negative in front of whatever's on the inside. Ready? Get set. Solve both equations. How do we solve this one? Add 1, and we have x equals the number 3. What do we do here? Oh, we have some work. We could, I'm just going to go old school, okay? I'm going to distribute that negative. So the negative is going to be negative x plus 1 equals 2. Subtract the 1. Negative x equals 1. How do I get rid of that negative in front? Do you remember? We're going to do division by -1. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. Okay, now we have a positive divided by a negative stays negative. So x equals 3 or x equals -1. Have you learned how to do that? Is this review? Okay, what else are we going to do besides solve? We're also going to graph. Ready? Get set. First, identify what is the vertex. Did I spell that right? Nope. I need my whiteout. Here we go. I'll make it work. Vertex. So the vertex, do you remember how to find it? Inside, switch the sign. So it said x minus 1. That's going to be a positive 1. And what's the y value of the vertex going to be? 4. Fantastic. Graph it. Positive 1, positive 4. Here's our vertex. Does our graph or function open up or open down? And how can you tell? A equals -2. So it's going to open down, downward facing or concave down. But it's going to be down with slopes of plus or minus 2. So instead of opening up, we're going to open down, but we're going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, like that. Awesome. Okay, guess what? What do you notice? You have 40 seconds to answer. What do you notice? What do you notice about your answers here and your graph? Answers here and your graph. Think about it. Do you notice here x equals 3 is here and x equals -1 is here? And what's the y value of those points? 0? Because look up here. What happened? This equation was equal to 0. So we said, where does f of x equal 0? We just found the zeros of the absolute value. Okay, in addition to this video, you need to finish this practice. Okay, finish this side. This is already graphed, so this should go quickly. And then solve these. Way to go. Good job.